Hello, how y'all doing? It's time for another diecast flashback. And this time we have a French Dinky toy, an LMV Balayeuse. Now, I may be mispronouncing that, but it is a city street sweeper. Now, have you ever seen the likes? That's cool. Got a little brush on the bottom. Isn't that something? But before we get into this sweet streeper, let's look at some other city vehicles. Some urban, county, city vehicles. First thing we're going to start off with, this is a Solido of France. This is a Chasson trolley bus. You can see the wiring there. It was electric. I've never seen, I guess they come by and they hit the electric. They run along the electric wire. But Solido made this from 1961 to 1967. Take a look at the base on this. There it is, Car Chasson. And Solido made in France. Pretty nice casting there. Next thing we've got another French Dinky. This is it's a fire truck, a Balayeuse fire truck, fire pumper. This one, Dinky made this from 55 to 59, and it's got the crank. You can crank that up. You can also crank out the ladder, but for some reason I can't get mine. Mine must not be tied up right. I mean, it's on there. You can see right there. There's the string, but that's really a cool one. You can see that. Dinky Toys. Voiture des Pompiers. I know I butchered that, but it's French Dinky, and I think that just means fire pumper. That's really a neat one. Next up, we've got a regular Dinky, English made. This is a Royal Mail. Dinky made this from 1938 to 1940 because it has the open windows. This is an oldie. Let's get a closer look at that. Dinky Toys. This is an oldie but goodie. It's in nice shape too. That's really cool. Then we got a Corgi. Got the Sheriff. Corgi made this. This is an Oldsmobile Super 88 that was made from 62 to 66. Kind of looks like Andy Griffin's car on Mayberry. There's the bottom of that one. That's cool. Then we got another city vehicle. Got an ambulance. This is another Corgi. This is a Comer, 3/4 ton chassis truck. The ambulance. Now this is kind of cool. You turn this little thing on the bottom here. Let's make sure I'm going the right way with it. And this is supposed to come off. Let's see. This way, maybe. Well, it ain't coming. I know it does. Let's see. Let's try it now. There it is. You had to kind of go in between. But that's pretty cool. They made a bunch of these that the backs come off of it. That's pretty cool design there. This one was made from 64 to 66. Next up, we've got a Tootsie Toy wrecker. This is a 6-inch wrecker. You can see in there. Made in United States of America. That's pretty cool. This one was made in 1941. Pretty neat. Next up, we've got a Crankston. This one is an Israeli-made car company, toy company. This is the fire chief, staying with the city theme. Tailgate comes down on that. You see the bottom of that. This is the Detroit series. This is a Chevelle fire chief. And we've got some matchboxes. First one we have the Austin Metropolitan Taxi. This was made in 1960. You see the little guy in there. This one has got gray plastic wheels. Austin Metropolitan. And then we've got the Coca-Cola truck. This is a Carrier Bantam lorry. And this one has the metal wheels. This one was made in 1956. Nice one. Made in England by Lesney. I don't know if you can see that. And then we've got a double-decker London bus. This was made in 1954. Number 5 there. It's got metal wheels too. Look how little. Made in England by Lesney. Moco Lesney. Next up, we've got a Budgie miniature. This is a Land Rover. This is the road service, AA road service. Got a little guy in there. See him? It just says on the bottom, made in England. This one was a Esso series they came out with in 1956. So let's look at the one I'm going to do. Oh, but you know what? I forgot something. Every city has got to have a crime fighter. And of course, this city has got the Bat Bike. Got Batman on the Bat Bike. This is a Corgi that was made in 1978. It's got the rubber Batman and the Bat Bike. Front, the wheel turns on it. That's kind of neat. The Batman is what was he called? The part of the dynamic duel. That's a pretty neat one. Now let's get to the one I'm going to do. Now I have drilled out the post. Take a look at that. Made in France. Let's get her apart. It's got one post, and then it clips onto the front. And there it is. And the windshield should pop out of there, and it does. And it is in great shape. And that is it for that. And the base, it's got a spring, it's spring loaded. The the little brush. There's the steering wheel. I'm assuming that this turns. It sure does. You can drive it like that. And then when you're going to work, then you pull him out. There we go. Isn't that something? And that looks like it's just I don't know how I'm going to get that out. It looks like that's some kind of it's peened over. Let's see. It's got a washer on there, maybe? I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll show you how I get that off. Well, let's see what I can do with this one. And as always, I invite you to stay around to the end to see how it turns out. If you don't mind, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me show you what I did with that sweeper part that was up in here. And there's a spring on here. That's where you pull it down and twist it around. So I drilled a hole in the end of this, tapped it, and put a M2 screw, a button head screw on it. It's got the hex head. Looks more like the peened over post. So this goes up in here. All right, this goes here. Put the spring on it. And then you take the screw and washer, put it down in there. Got to push it together, and it'll go. All right, and then there you go. So you can pull this down, put it over this way for when you're driving around the big city, and this way when you're actually using it. Pretty nice casting. It's got a couple seats there, and I guess this is the control board. The steering wheel was the post for the steering wheel. It was bent at an angle. They cut that. That was pretty smart. That they cut a slot in there. They cut a slot so that steering wheel would lay in there at an angle. Well, get in there. Anyway. Well, I can't get it in there. All thumbs today. There it goes. But anyway, wanted to show you how I did that. I'll take this off and getting ready to paint it. Put that screw back in there so it doesn't fill in my hole there. Got the hubs ready to paint. put them on that little contraption. That's fence wire that I use, bends easy. And makes that easy to paint. Okay, when you see it again, it'll be finished. Okay, let's put this thing together. Let's see. Let's start with the wheels. Looks like everything turned out pretty good paint-wise. I've already done the detailing. I did a little detailing on the seat and the controls on the control board there. Let's see. One of these is a little longer. My guess is it goes in the back. Let me put my eyes on. So we'll start in the back. How much room do I have to hammer these? Well, must have the wrong one. That's not nowhere near enough. There we go. That looks better. Oh yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Get it where you can see it and I can see it. Let's try right here. Actually, let's do it down here. No. That's good. There's your dinner. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with the steering wheel next. Now this steering wheel, like I said before, they cut a nice little slit in there. And there's a bend in it. So we want to push that through there, and see it got caught in between that little pinch. And then we'll push it down in the hole. There we go. There's our interior. Now let's see. Let's put this sweeper piece on here. Get this bristle. Looks like some of the bristles may have come off, but I don't think there's any replicating of that deal. Let's see which is the easiest way to do it. Because one end, I'd say what they did is they put this closed end first, and then there's this open end secondly. All right, let's see. I think we can push it down a little bit. There it goes. There we go. Now this is going to go in the hole. Put our spring on there. And our washer. Okay. There we go. Pull that down. Alrighty. We got a window. It turned out really nice. Drop that in there. Oh, well, hold on a second. Let's get this one out. All right. Now that front kind of locks in there. And then there we go. Now before I get that in there, to make it look like a from the factory, we'll put a little, we'll paint that screw a little bit, and screw head, and we'll put it in there. And there you go. And there it is. And it's a roller. Let's pull that out. Okay. There we go. Let's take a look at it on the turntable. Now that's a flashback. Have a good one.